Hello and welcome to Jo-ttack on Titan. I'm Jim,
I'm Sam.
and it's Titan Tuesday.
We are here in the second half of season 3, except
one.
except one, because someone miscounted.
So, I take no responsibility for my mistake.
I'm going in blind. You're the one with experience watching this.
Okay, what are we watching? We were watching Attack on Titan. This is our
Yes.
Attack on Titan watch through podcast. We watched through it. I've seen it. Sam hasn't. And I made a little oopsie. Technically, we watched episodes 30. Nope, that's not true. We watched
No.
episodes 49 through 51 today.
Yes.
Which I thought that episode 49 was the first part of the second half
fair,
of season 3.
the last episode we did watch before this did do the end credits, having like the credits going along with like the anime, actual anime, and not like an ED. So I could see,
And it honestly feels more like it was wrapping up that first half of the story, where the episode 49 is like very much about reorienting focus to the basement.
Yes.
Like very explicitly the basement.
Felt like the author was just like, you people can shut the fuck up about the basement now. We're on it now. Shut up.
Yeah, and so I looked it up. There was a gap of I think it was one season in between. Like I think these ended
a whole season passed.
Yeah, so like these ended. Actually, hold on, wait. I think I have it up. Oh no, I lost it. But there was like a whole like
it was probably like a summer, skip fall, and then premiered in winter time.
Yeah, I believe they call it a split core. So it started in July of 2018, and then winter season, I believe it was on hiatus, and then it started in spring again.
Okay.
And so it had basically a season off. So technically, as I said, episode 49 that we watched is episode 12 of season 3.
Yeah.
So we're watching. So we're talking about episodes 12 through. Wait, I can do math. 14, 12 through 14 of season 3.
Yes.
I think I might be wrong.
Okay.
At this point, I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
we have a new superior OP finally.
Well, not yet. We're still.
I know. I'm just saying. So far, we have a superior OP though when we get to the third season, because we were very confused by the second season started with the old crappy OP.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that's not right. And then I was like, I looked at the episode guide and I was like, oh no, I made a big mistake. Yeah. So that was that was episode 12.
So
and then
it's a lot of
it's
a lot of planning of getting to the basement. Essentially, with like everybody kind of having one big feast, like the big like chunk of the episode.
Yeah.
And
the first half is really about like. It's Levi, Hanji, and Erwin, and a bunch of random people we've never seen before. Assumingly, they're like squad leaders, I guess.
Yeah, they don't have names yet, but when they do, they're dead.
Once they do, they're confirmed dead. They basically summarize a few of the things that we've talked about, and there's a few things that happened off screen they talk about.
Yeah.
The one being, Hanji said that they tested the serum, the Titan, the Titan spinal fluid. Or the spinal fluid, I guess.
Yeah.
And they found out that it vaporizes in the air, so they didn't want to experiment with it too much.
Just like the body of a Titan, essentially.
Yes, very interesting.
And there are some new technology, but they said they're basically going to entrust it to Levi just in case.
Yeah. So really, this is a very like character heavy scene here because it's kind of Levi. Levi's always been very like. Glib with Erwin and like
very glib.
So there's a part where he's like, "Hey Levi, can you like handle this responsibility? Like if we give you the syringe," and then Levi's like, "Is this an order? Like, are you ordering me to do this? Or are you asking me?" And like they end up having a whole scene. It's actually very like cute. It's kind of cute to me how Levi reacts. Like once everyone leaves, Levi like closes the door behind everyone and then has a one-on-one with Erwin, basically saying like. You can't join this fight. Like, you don't belong here. We need you and your big brain to orchestrate our plans. We can't have you risking your life out there.
And Erwin's like, fuck that, I'm going. I don't care what, you can do whatever you want, I'm going.
Levi threatens to, like...
break his legs.
Yeah, like, break both of his legs off. And he's like, and I'll make it so that they can put them on easy, too. But I'm still going to break your legs.
But, yeah, but the one thing I thought about, like... what has like so you don't know when I'm gonna like I don't know when I'm gonna have to use this for like it's like talking about like turning yourself into a Titan or you're gonna inject it into a Titan to see does it do like a double ice backfire or it just like either harms Titan or just cures them or somehow cures them of their Titan stuff as well.
Like if you injected it in like a Titan shifter, like Eren or someone,
a shifter or even another Titan. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, we really at this point the only way we know that someone can come back is if they like consume an intelligent Titan person. Which I always keep thinking about that one Titan that almost ate Eren in season 1.
I know.
Like, that like fat bearded guy. Like he just almost came back to life.
Yeah, or even when Eren like was like biting Annie out, like what if he accidentally ate Annie and just got her like whatever power she had?
He became the female Eren that we've been waiting
again,
for.
The third one. But that's
really
scene.
Like it's just kind of really emotional scene between Levi and Erwin, and I really like love the relationship these characters have. I think we see it a little later, but we actually see a scene from the OVA too.
Well, we'll get there.
I think that was a bit later.
That's when he's like on the wall, kind of just like thinking about everything. Yeah. But I'll get back to that. But basically, because like everybody kind of having like their last big feast before the mission, where they get a bunch of meat, Sasha becomes unhinged. Sasha
like literally becomes fucking feral.
They literally have to tie her up.
They tie her up and like put a gag in her mouth. It's very funny.
Yeah. Nothing else really other than like Eren finally like reacting to Jean's bullying and like kind of a good moment because Jean's like kind of relieved that he's like kind of back to his old self.
Yeah, there's just kind of this moment where the characters get to have like a little bit of levity before they go on this big mission, and they kind of even acknowledge it too. They're like, we're eating like 2 months worth of like rations in one night.
Yeah,
like the cost of how expensive this meat is. They have Jean and Eren have like a confrontation.
You see the slow realization of Jean, like, oh my god, Eren's finally responding to my like bullying,
my bullying and my negging,
and it's like a really nice moment. Because then they just start punching each other in the gut because he's like, okay guys, no punch each other in the face though, because you don't want swelling up, so you basically impair your vision. And and they kind of beat each other up until they're so tired, like, guys, someone please stop us, until Levi finally does.
It is really funny how they're like, at a moment where they're like, oh my god, I can't keep fighting, I'm going to throw up this delicious meat that I just ate. And then we hear someone throw up off camera, which is funny. But yeah, there's a part, so Jean's whole thing, which is like valid, he's like, Mikasa's always saving your ass, Eren. Like, when are you going to fucking win your own fights?
And Mikasa just like literally stays back the entire fight, which is...
Which I think the reason why she does this is because Eren is like fighting a battle for her, and I think she's getting like catharsis out of that.
And he's finally like kind of going back to normal instead of being depressed.
That's true. Yeah, Eren has been like a hollow shell of himself since he was touched by Historia.
Touched by a Weiss.
Touched by a Weiss. Or Rice rather.
Rice,
because that is a real last name.
Sure.
Reese.
But and then I think that's just a moment of the three, Armin, or Armin, yeah.
Armin, you're right. Eren and
Mikasa and Eren finally having a moment all together. I feel for the first time of like by themselves, like not on a mission.
It's a nice quiet moment where they're kind of like reminiscing about like what their drive was.
and like I mentioned, it did the classic. Mikasa says Eren once, and until Armin has to like talk Eren out of his depression that he gets under. Oh, he does that also on the mission as well.
That happens on the mission too, yeah. Mikasa just sucks.
Yeah, Mikasa's there. His real best friend talks to him, and like, yeah. It doesn't really to that scene too much.
No, it's definitely more. Well, they also have like a collective hallucination where they all see a random guy with a mustache as Hannes.
They'll see Hans, and they're just like, I thought they were gonna mention that was gonna be a plot point. I'd be like, what the fuck did we just see?
I think like basically what we're kind of getting here is like they're going back to their hometown.
They're gonna avenge everybody.
Yeah, they're kind of having this moment where they're like reminiscing about like being a kid, and now they're gonna have to go fight this epic battle in their hometown. It's like kind of crazy.
So also there's other new technology with like the lamps from the ores as well, as we see like, on the mission. We see they have like actually they light up at night because they go on a new moon on the expedition. I mean, is this starting an episode, or should we talk about like the weird like JoJo-esque like ending?
Okay, yes,
scene?
I do want. Okay, wait, because that happened before this. So one other thing I want to mention before we talk about that
Yeah.
is Erwin does keep talking about the basement and how he wants to see that
Like
fucking basement.
Like I said, he's just like a mouthpiece for the author for people to shut up about the basement.
It's funny because it's like their real goal is to plug the wall, but their actual real goal is to get to the fucking basement. Like that's all anyone.
Yes.
Like no one really talks about plugging the wall
They
anymore.
want the Titans to believe that their goal is to seal up the walls and not like anything about the basement.
Yeah, because like they don't really even like. Does Reiner even like know? Like, would Reiner and Bertold even know about the basement?
I don't think so, because like, I think all the info they want to know from Aaron is pretty much that he wants to go seal the hole, essentially.
Yeah, and they want Aaron. They want to take Aaron away.
Yeah. So yeah, we get this crazy ass like.
So yeah, we're watching the episode, and I'm like, and Sam's like, okay, next one. I'm like, no, we have to. There's an after credit scene. We need to watch this one. And then the glitch thing happens. So this is episode 49.
Yeah.
So if you aren't aware, at the end of episode 49, there is a weird fucking glitch
Like a
in
weird-
the ED.
like a weird end JoJo OP thing of just like something just affecting it.
Like it starts getting like it literally looks like a
It's a
technical error.
It looks
at
like
first.
glitchy, but like all this stuff appears like on the screen. It just appears in the new OP as well.
Yeah, they do flash a lot of imagery from the OP. They flash some like really shocking imagery too. That's like, damn, if you really pay attention, you see like, holy shit. But
it's like a flash forward.
we see this like this little scene. It's a little flash forward. Do you remember? I don't want to say what it is.
Okay.
Do you remember what it
Is
is? Can you recall?
Aaron, looking like he'd been out of like Titan form for a little bit, with Levi yelling at him, with Mikasa watching, and Levi just yelling at him like, "This is your fault," essentially, and going basically just like smacks Aaron away,
Mhm.
and Mikasa gets angry and basically gets a knife to Levi's throat.
Yes.
That's pretty much what it was.
Very, just like a huge hook. I actually think I missed this
Really.
when I watched through because I always just skip the EDs and OPs
Mm-hmm.
unless it's the last OP because I like the what's it called, the one where Aaron starts just flying and then everyone's smiling and reminiscing about
The
when
worst
they're kids.
one, yes.
So yeah, but oh my god, I was so excited to get to this scene. I kept checking to see what episode number it was so we didn't miss it because it's like it's such a shocking thing that. And it's like one of those things, kind of like Ilsa's Notebook, where like it almost feels like a spoiler, but it's the intended way to watch it, so I guess it isn't a spoiler.
Yeah, I'm guessing the manga didn't do that.
You know, I have no fucking idea. I want you to like remember this. I want you to put a pin in this right now, because I want to bring this up way later when we learn other things, because this is like really relevant to something.
There's one more thing, because like while like I think Levi's having a discussion, you kind of see like because remember they do flashback to Erwin's father. I'm like, okay, I haven't been a while since I saw him. I'm like, he kind of looks like when we actually get the good look at the Beast Titan human form. Like he looks like that, and I'm going to bet that the good bet that is Erwin's dad.
All right,
So
we'll see how your little bet plays out.
I was like, because I was like, oh, I probably could have came to realization if I remember what he fucking looked like.
He was like, what's it called though? Like we saw Erwin's dad when he was like a kid though. Like Erwin was like a little kid.
Yeah, but he still had the same kind of glasses, blonde hair as well. Like he does have knowledge of the outside world that's taboo.
That is true.
And the government's like, we exile, because
Interesting.
you can't. Because as we've seen, there's reasons why you can't kill shifter titans. It's so stupid.
We'll get to it.
Okay, so yeah, they basically get lowered and they head into the forest. They go to it on a new moon.
What's his face? Erwin has an epic straddle where he straddles the horse, and it's a really epic moment.
Yes,
He swings his leg
yells.
over. He says, "Oh!" I did want to say. So yeah, as they're leaving, everyone is cheering for the scouts, and then one of the guys is like, "Has this ever happened before?" And then Erwin's like, "Never. This is the first time." And then Erwin raises his one arm and screams like, "Oh!"
Hey, look.
Like Jotaro.
There's the son of the merchant. There's the people that witness like the crime being emitted.
It's literally like every character. We see like every character from season 3. It's kind of fun. Even the fucking journalists, like they show up for like a second.
But yeah, so we do get a new OP. It's really good, like reminiscent of the very first one. I like it a lot.
It's very.
It just
similar to
spoils
first
the
one.
new weapons right away.
It really shows a lot.
The lightning spears.
It's almost like a condensed version of like a lot of the scenes we see.
Yes.
Just animated better.
It's like you're gonna see the CGI Colossal Titan again. Get ready.
Unfortunately, I was telling this to Sam, but I wish that they literally showed him less, but didn't have
like
him
when
CG
we
all
had
the
the
time.
crawling Titan, it was like, oh, when actually did show the animation, like actual animation, it looked great.
Yeah, when they zoom in on like, well, the part with the face of
Yes.
that is really creepy. The rod.
But when they
Titan.
show it like in the distance, like with like the CGI dust stuck to his face.
Yeah, it didn't look very good.
But yeah.
But so as you mentioned before, during
in-
their night mission, they're using the crystals as like lamps, which is kind of cool.
Eren starts having self-doubt, but Armin being the best bro, because Yukasa's useless in any kind of social interaction, calms him down and says, I'm nervous too.
And he's like, how? He also says like, how did you do it? Like when I encountered my first Titan and I was gonna get eaten, you jumped in the mouth and like saved me. How did you do it? And then he basically says like, this has been like very consistent for Eren. His motivation is that he feels like he's trapped and he like wants to get freedom, and to him freedom is like killing the Titans and escaping the walls.
We just had multiple times like being trapped inside a Titan and everything.
Yeah, and it's just like kind of this gives this gives Eren his like kind of resolve to like remember what he's fighting for. This happened last season too, where like. And the last season part,
Eren
whatever.
has self-doubt at least like once per season, so...
And Armin's always there. Armin is the one character that's always there for him.
Yes.
Mikasa literally just says his name.
Eren.
Mikasa had the one moment at the end of season 2 where she literally just says like, Eren, you're so great.
Remember Mikasa had a random joke thrown in that one time?
Yeah. She talked about like, oh, you get to punch Levi now that you're a Queen Historia.
Yes, epic.
It felt out of character, honestly.
It really did. But yeah, they see a Titan in the thing, but like since it's on there's no moonlight, it's dormant.
It's just chilling. And so Hanji says this kind of interesting like line here about like she's like the moonlight. She calls them moonlight Titans
because moonlight does have a reflection from the sun, so we assume that's why some of them can move at night.
But she's specifically saying like, these are the ones they encountered in season 2, which were the ones from Connie's village.
But
so these seem to be like better Titans.
I felt like some were also just commanded by the Beast Titan. Probably just like they just run. They're just built differently. The ones that are under command by the Beast Titan.
Maybe. I mean, like, I guess we'll find out if there's like a explanation of this, or maybe we won't. But so at these, I just thought it was funny that she mentioned like the term Moonlight Titan sounds like it should be important. It should be more important than it actually is.
So yeah, and then the business cuts to like them getting to the area like right away. No Titans in sight. Very sus. Very relevant of the sus squad.
So yeah, they basically get into Shiganshina super quick.
They block the door. And
immediately, that's what I love. They immediately like swing around to the front and they close
their hoods
the wall off, like
as well.
Yeah, because they're trying to like keep the anonymity. But this is like insane because this has been the goal forever, and they do it in the first episode.
Yeah,
they just jump right in there, and Eren. It's actually really creepy, like when Eren is like hardening the Titan. Because it's like he has to like get out before he gets hardened inside. It's kind of scary.
Because some of his pads have like the crystals on it and everything.
Yeah,
but
it's really cool.
But yeah, he takes care of that really smoothly, and they're like on their way to get Eren in position, and they're kind of like saying this is too suspicious. Like they're like so basically, they're kind of expecting houses, but like Armin and Erwin. I hate how similar
I know
their names are.
Eren, Armin, and Erwin. It's really difficult.
They're like basically like Armin's like being put in charge of like because Erwin's like grooming him to be his replacement. Obviously,
basically, yeah.
Because like you are smart. Your brain is a powerful weapon.
He literally says like this is one of humanity's greatest weapons.
I am putting you in command of these people to. And like Armin, scales the wall because they have to be hiding. You have to think about like they need a spot where they can have sight of everything around here. And like he kind of gets he comes to realization because remember he sees the wall Titan, and since he can't say like there were wall Titans, he's like, oh, I have a hunch. And like basically it just goes like we need to inspect the walls. We're like why? Like we don't understand it. Like just do it. And then he basically Erwin like pops the flare like yo.
Listen to this man.
We're all scouring the wall because the enemies are just hiding somewhere, and they do that, which is there's like a notable like character in Armin's squad of like this girl with like a slight freckles on her face. Like, wow, this is one notable character that's gonna listen to him and probably die.
Armin kind of has like a little mini arc here where
I love
the
it.
first time that like Erwin calls the guys over to like the troops. Armin is like really hesitant, but then like once he has like the plan formulated of like the wall titan, he like actually is like he steps up to the role.
This is the shit I love to see when Armin gets thrust in these positions and like becomes like, this is like what Gene went through, but this is like, I love Armin's because he's like very hesitant at first, but like kind of slowly getting into it more.
Yeah,
and like. I love seeing him being like a lying master of just like when he like lied to the
Bertold, and Reiner, yeah.
But like, yeah, this scene is just cool, and then like you find like, oh, this is the funny thing, like this is Hollow, and he like literally Reiner comes out and just stabs him.
Reiner, insane. He just completely like stabs this motherfucker guy.
but Levi comes out of fucking nowhere and just stabs him like in the neck to try to like, sever like, the spinal cord to the brain, essentially trying to instantly kill him.
He stabs him in the neck, like through the neck, and then also through the chest as well.
He basically puts to show that his first stab was to sever the spinal cord to the brain, so he couldn't be
incredibly smart
insta-kill. But Levi didn't take account that he can move his consciousness from his brain to his to his body.
So Reiner moved his consciousness to his lower body when
shut up.
I told you. I started laughing and I said, don't think about this. Don't worry about this.
It's so funny, though.
This is one of those things that's like, there's a lot of bullshit, weird science in this show. Like
this felt like comic book bullshit logic of just like, that's my bullshit, man. I can do whatever the fuck.
It really is just like what other implications are this except just this one scene where Reiner, just to have a scene where Reiner gets stabbed in the neck, so it's like epic. Like, I don't know. I think this is so silly and like it doesn't mean any. What does it mean to have a consciousness if it's not like in your brain?
Like, I guess
I know what they mean.
Remember when Titan Eren ate his dad? His dad moved his consciousness to his arm that he left on the ground, so he didn't technically.
He's still waiting there for him.
His consciousness it's gonna be like Metal Gear, where his consciousness will live in his arm, and like
So if Reiner moved his consciousness to his toe, let's say this for example. And then he gets eaten by someone.
He'll just regenerate.
Like if so, because the whole thing they say. I remember what's his face. I think Rod told his story. Like you need to make sure when you eat the person, the Titan, the intelligent Titan, you need to make sure you eat their spinal column. So if he shifts his intelligence down to his butt, and his spine gets eaten, is that where the Titan power resides in this butt now?
I don't fucking know, man.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
It's stupid. It's literally one of the stupidest things that I laughed how dumb this was.
It's literally just a moment to have Reiner, like...
There's some dumb bullshit that I enjoy in manga and anime, but this is just, like, stupid.
It's honestly... I don't want to call it a blight, but it's one of those things that is just, like, I really don't know what the intention here was. Like, I mean, we'll see.
It's like some, like, early stand like knowledge bullshit in like part 3 that we've learned, but like this is something that's coming in like way late on, like too late. It's like imagine if like some kind of new stand bullshit came in and like
a Gold Experience Requiem.
Like, but not even no that. At least that had built it. This is just like, oh no, this is a new rule where like. if you get stabbed in like the fucking heart, like you just die. But no, my stand can like move my heart once it gets pierced with an arrow. It moves your heart over to the other side. You're like, wait, what?
And he also the thing that like gets me is like he knew to be ready for this. Like, so how quickly did he do it? Like, because Levi attacks him instantly.
Yes. He was still stabbing the other guy when Levi came up, and there's no way he would have known that Levi was going for the fucking spinal cord. Yeah. But that's how in the OVA Annie dodged the bullet or survived the bullet shot because she moved her consciousness from her heart to her other boob.
Yes, that makes sense.
Because that's all she needs to do.
Whatever.
But no, even then she didn't even transform though.
Yeah, well, whatever. We don't need to talk about this anymore.
Heart's a vital point.
The important part is that Reiner is like convulsing on the ground, but he's still able to transform, which ultimately seems like hyper heal. I think when you're in the Titan, they like heal faster. We see this really cool scene where part of his like Titan flesh like slowly slides the sword out of his throat.
And when he transformed, the Beast Titan appears with like a bunch of Titans around it.
Yeah, like I don't know, like dozens.
They're basically like surrounding the area. Like
so, yeah. What Erwin kind of deduces from this is like the plan is now that they are trapped. Also, Beast Titan.
It's a literal.
He throws like a boulder that locks all the horses in. Basically, like
it's essentially a siege.
Yeah, exactly. Like he knows that if they don't have access to their horses, then they won't be able to leave, and then they can just wait for everyone to starve and then grab Eren when it's convenient.
Cloud Titan is like, gonna be bugging their back and climbing up as well. And they have in the front of them is just surrounded by that shit. So they're basically pinned down. And
now it's about how do we counter this? So, like this is kind of the big brain chess.
And they have to think it quick because he's climbing up the wall as well.
And there's this awesome scene where
and also Bertolt's nowhere in sight as well.
we saw Bertolt for a second. He's in like a box or something.
They
poke some air holes for him.
Yeah, he's too much of a liability with his transformation.
But so we have this really cool scene where Reiner climbs up the wall and looks over, and Erwin is just like kind of giving him the side eye because Erwin is like knows what the plan is.
Well, first of all, Erwin sends off Hanji squad and Levi squad, but tells Levi to stay in because you're going to be the threat against the Beast Titan. You're like you're the one who has to take him out.
It's like the one thing he's like, I don't care what else you do, just kill that fucking Beast Titan.
Kill that fucking smug off his hairy face.
I love the Beast Titan so much.
Yeah, and then that's like the plan and then so what we see because he reaches the top, he stares at Erwin. And Eren transforms behind him and he starts running towards like the hole he just sealed up essentially.
Yeah.
Or to where they entered.
Correct. No, you're right. The hole they sealed up.
Yeah. And so basically he has to think of, oh, he's either trying to lead me away or he's going to escape and go around the wall to go attack the Beast Titan. And since right now I have my sights on their lead, I know their leader. So I either have to decide attack the leader or go after Eren.
What the real thing the target is the horses.
Yeah, he would go after the horses as well, but
the horses are the real target because that's how they would do the siege.
So he had 3 targets. Either he goes after the horses and leaves the leader and Eren. He can go after go after Erwin and then go the horse. Like there's so many orders.
It didn't even seem to me like he wanted to go after Erwin. It seemed like he was more focused on the horses.
I don't know. Erwin's face is like staring at him, probably just like pissed him off. But like seriously, but he's left with so little time to decide because Eren's already like running.
But then he let his pride get to him. Well, he kind of did, but also he did make the right decision because what Reiner thought. So we actually see kind of 2 different plays. Reiner thought that Eren would leave, so he'd exit the wall, and then he would just go back and like he wouldn't even engage in the fight. He thought Eren would just leave and then return into the inner wall, which would be bad for them because their goal is to get Eren. They don't care about the
There's
the
like
other
3
scouts.
or 4 different possibilities what Eren could be doing.
Because then what Erwin's plan would be if he doesn't target,
if he goes after the horses or me or
if he goes after the horses, then we'll have Eren go around and attack Beast for like a pincer attack.
Yeah.
So
he'd be double screwed.
They had a contingency for it.
And it's also a mysterious, like supposedly intelligent Titan next to the Beast Titan with like stuff on his back.
Yes, there is a new Titan, and immediately, Erwin says this is an intelligent Titan
because he's the scout.
And they deduce it's a scout. They also think that this Titan like was the one that like
informed them,
watched them last night
because
they were approaching.
They came to realization like they must have because like they basically find coffee and traces of like stuff that's been cooled down for like, at least like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and so they had time. They had ample time.
So they knew they were coming more so than just seeing them coming.
Also, what you'd said, and I think it's kind of like implied, is that they had like buried or whatever.
Yeah,
like, the Titans were like buried.
I had the idea they were going to be buried and then he just summoned them, or he just had a weird teleport power, but literally they were just like forming there, or just had humans under there and then transformed them all in like the area.
Because that's like the little like electricity thing is like when a human transforms. Yeah. So that's,
But because all of them had the red eyes, like the Beast Titan, like I guess to show like they're kind of being controlled by him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, we have a new Titan, a little
I was like, oh man,
little backpack Titan.
I won the lottery and became an intelligent Titan. What do I get? You're the pack mule. Like, fuck.
With a creepy fucking face,
You're
too.
the scout pack mule. A little face like a fucking donkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Aaron fights the Colossal Titan, or not Colossal, Armor Titan, finally showing like the armor use the heat, like the hardening thing, other than to show his armor. They actually like show it crystallizing on him. Like,
so now I guess we can just assume that every Titan has the hardening power, because
I
like
guess so.
we've seen Annie do it, we've seen Aaron do it.
He literally goes, "Oh, I can't believe he's dangerous. He mastered the hardening in 2 months."
Yeah. So I don't know. It's convenient. It's really fucking convenient that Aaron found the little jar of liquid that said...
the literal cheat.
Yeah, it said armor on it. But yeah, so they have a really cool fight, and there's a whole moment where Aaron is like, why would you challenge me here? This is where I fucking grew up. Like,
Also,
I'm going to fight even harder
Aaron's
now.
like, I beat you before, and now that I know I can literally make brass knucks, you're like, fucked, man.
I have to say, Titan basically just jobs out.
He is a jobber.
He jobs to fucking Beast Titan in last season.
No, he like, we called it, that's a squash match where he didn't even have a chance. It's a literal squash match. Like, see, yeah, there's job out, and then the level of squash match means like this fucking like big new bad to get him over hard. Shows you how quick they just took this like threat from before and just made him quick work out of him. It's hilarious.
So yeah. Oh wait, I don't know if I mentioned, but Beast threw another thing. Remember he threw the horse last time in season 2?
Yes.
This he threw a boulder with like extreme precision.
Like shot put.
Yeah. He
threw
Olympic
it like level shot
perfectly. Because he wanted to seal the horses in the wall or whatever.
You mentioned that earlier.
Okay, I just wanted to say, because like Beast throwing things is like a thing.
Yes, because the one thing that did get spoiled to me is the charge coming up, and I know about that, unfortunately.
Sad.
I don't think I know the fate of the person who leads it. I don't remember, but it didn't look over from the flags that have been thrown in, and encounter with his daddy.
We'll see.
Maybe, but yeah. So basically, Aaron beats the shit out of him. And then by fucking.
Aaron also has a cool new thing where he has like brass knuckles.
Yeah, I mentioned the brass knucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that. Sorry.
Yeah, and so while doing this, they're basically going to use a new weapon called the lightning spears, which is essentially thunder spears. And they're basically just missile like. So there's a tool they use in especially like a lot of D-Day stuff where they're like little like missile pods that they plant here to destroy like barbed wire, and that's essentially what it is. That's probably what they're based off of. I forget the name of them, but basically they put them there and then they pull the pin from their like the 3D maneuver gear and detonate it.
It's so cool.
Yes,
it's very sick.
And they can only use it in situations like these where they don't get caught in the blast because it's like it's like a circle they're in essentially.
Yeah, they say that like you need to be in a place where you can like. But there's a lot of other things that you can like zip to because otherwise you'll just kill yourself.
Yeah.
Also, I love the animation for the way that they like throw it. Like they kind of throw a punch with it and then it gets like launched. It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah, they're like use like tonfas and it's really cool. And and the whole animation's rad. Like the whole like just playing him on his neck to just bust open. And the last shot we basically have is just Reiner looking up at like all the missiles at him.
They're like inches from his fucking face. So yeah, what happens at first is like he's fighting Aaron and he gets the upper hand on him. It's a really cool fight. I mean, like I love when Aaron fights Reiner.
But Aaron gets him in a grapple, which is like the worst place for Armor Titan, as we saw last time, him just cracking.
He does actually flip him though.
Yeah.
But then there's the scene where I think it's Mikasa and Hanji. They fire the first 2 thunder spears and it goes like right into both of Reiner's eyes.
So rad.
And then then they end up just like launching hundreds of them, or not hundreds, but like a bunch into his back.
Like dozens.
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. And assumingly, this finally broke a fucking Intelligent Titan's neck. Like for a change, like after they did Annie, they had to, like it's just like they have to nerf it or something, or like not nerf, but like everyone has a way to just protect their neck.
Yeah. So
it's nice to see it like not happen that way anymore.
From like this is such a I don't know how to describe this, but from like a satisfaction standpoint, like it's so cool because like the cool thing with when they fight regular Titans is like there's the moment when they like zip really quick and then slice the neck, and it's like that is always like the coolest shit. It's so hype. But now it's like you have that also really cool moment where like they launch the spear, but then once it's in, they have to pull the pin.
Yes.
And that little pin pull is like a really cool little like precursor. I don't know. Something about that is so satisfying to me.
The sound of a pin being pulled is very satisfying.
It's just so fucking sick. I love the Thunder Spears.
Yeah.
Also, they just got them from the military police.
Yeah, because they took away their off-site like military like technology.
What other kind of secret weapons do they have that we haven't seen
a
yet?
mech. But
they already have mechs. They're made of flesh in this series.
No actual mechs. They made it's like a Mecha Titan. It's like Mecha Godzilla equivalent.
That'd be so funny. Like
made from the skeleton of a Titan that somehow like
it didn't go away.
The suit insulates the skeleton to keep it there. But like, yeah, it's really fucking cool. Like now the mystery, if it's after they're done with Reiner, the mystery is where the fuck is Bertolt? You know, he is a liability when he transforms.
Yeah, it seems like Bertold joining the fight would just be like a last resort because he's just a big fucking giant.
He's there to break a hole and not really fight because as you see, the oversized Titans are like very slow, and now he needs a couple grenades in their mouth and some explosive barrels in their mouth, and they're good.
For real.
So yeah, I'm excited to get. I really want to watch more, but
I know.
Unfortunately, this is like our last session for the day, and I'm really mad about that.
I know, unfortunately. It's really hard with this one because, like, as you can kind of tell, this whole season is basically just going to be like a big extended
this whole fight
sequence.
It's basically this whole like arc of fighting.
So we might maybe get like 2 more out of this. Hopefully, yeah, we'll probably do 2 more.
With the episode count being little altered.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But we should be good. Yeah, so I'm excited. This is so fun. Like
there are 3 things that have to be settled, and one of them appears to be settled. So.
We'll see.
Yes, we see why Levi wants to murder Eren.
Do you think that Aaron's gonna like learn from Reiner the ability to shift his consciousness into like his?
Oh my god, my voice cracked there. Oh my god. Oh jeez. I hope this is like Eren like
he mastered the consciousness shifting in 2 days.
No, you literally said don't even think about it, don't worry about it. I know it's not gonna become a fucking thing. I hope not.
When I said don't think about it, I meant don't try and rationalize
shift your conscience to a higher power to ascend. To ascend to a different dimension.
That's how Mikasa had her alternate reality that she imagined in the OVA. She shifted her consciousness to another reality.
The Ackerman when you have the Ackerman like power when you hit like the Ackerman Black Flash.
Yeah, you just basically disassociate for fucking years.
You Black Flash and like literally just power up and break the floor when you go to stab or break the handle.
Break the handle. Imagine the force. I want game theory to like do the calculation of how much force it would take for a child's hand to shatter a knife's handle like that.
It's probably. I mean, Mikasa was in Death Battle. There's probably like so many megatons of TNT of her like breaking the handle.
I forgot that she was in Death Battle. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I got my predictions in there already.
Yeah, you did.
My voice is kind of going already, so I kind of don't like have anything else to really say unless you do. Unless any notes you missed.
I just wanted to mention again, like there's that moment where we do see the scene. We see a scene from the Levi OVA.
Yes, that was surprising.
It's a part where I think
when
Erwin is like imagining. Actually, I don't remember. I have it written near the end of this.
He basically said he basically had to sacrifice these people for the entire. Basically, like.
Isn't it when Erwin is like imagining, or he's remembering his like past and like how like when he was remembering himself as like a cadet and then going through and like seeing his first like horrifying Titan experience, and then it was like him kind of like catching up to like where he is now and like how he still fights.
Basically, show when Levi like broke essentially.
Yeah, it's that one scene right at the very end when they're like right in front of the Titan skeleton.
Yeah,
that really crazy like OP Titan from that OVA.
Yes.
I thought that was like a really smart inclusion of an OVA thing.
And one thing we found the last episode was like Eren getting like cough up blood when he uses the healing power too much.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me.
We mentioned a little bit how he had to get out before he gets really hurt from the getting stuck inside the crystal because he'll probably end up like Annie essentially. Yeah,
it seems like that ability is really taxing for him.
Yes.
Even though he has like mastered it, quote
He's
unquote.
just using it to like an extended like extent like that, other than like using it for his body or like.
So to me, it seems like he can't just like do it infinitely. Like it's got like a cooldown period.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's a little like vague in this series. It's like how quickly can they like Titanify after? Like, what is the cooldown
It's very
period?
inconsistent for what we've seen.
Because we've seen. I'm trying to think. Have we seen someone do it like a bunch of?
Remember the whole thing with Annie cause after the first time she transformed back and had to stay in human form for like 10, 15 minutes before she goes back and transform again.
Yeah, that was really quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
IDK, my BFF Jill. All right. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch more. I want to see what happens to Reiner.
Yes.
He had 15 nuclear warheads like inches away from his face.
From his jobbing, like his record, his win-loss record is not looking good for him. So Bertolt's probably gonna cry over him. We'll probably get at least in his dying moments, we get a flashback of Sus Squad. I'm guessing, as we say that for Bertolt's.
We'll see. One thing that I really wish we'd seen a little more of was Reiner and Eren communicating, because the last time we saw Reiner talk,
it came across they were very close together, very good friends. But this is just like I'm gonna just beat the crap out of you because you're the bad guy, and everybody else kind of having that same sort of this is just the bad guy we got to beat up.
Yeah, they're not even trying to like rationalize at this point. But the whole thing that I find so interesting about with Reiner, at least in season 2, was that he was like totally mind broken. Like, he was really like mixing up like what was real and like what was deep undercover stuff. So
yeah,
I think that's like the most
seeing his friends die, like Marco being dead, kind of fucked him up still.
Yeah, and just like him seeming to like not understand that he can't be on this. He can't be friends with the people he's betraying. Like, he almost couldn't like put those two together.
It's the hard thing of being deep undercover is you get attached to the people.
Yeah,
that you're because they infiltrate.
I just love the line where he's like, damn, they better promote us after this. Like, Bertolt's like, Reiner, we're leaving. We stole Eren. Like, we need to leave. We killed a bunch of scouts just then. Oh, we're not getting promoted. We don't work there anymore.
Only the Beast Titan gives us rankings. It's ranking by combat, essentially.
Basically, it feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I want to see this other weird backpack titan. Very interested in this creature. I
can't wait to see.
If you had to give that titan a name, because we know that the intelligent titans
it's probably called like
names.
The Scout Titan, or like I forgot the word for it. What the they gave like the actual like term for like, it on 4 legs.
Quadruped.
I think this was the term they used for it.
Was it quadriplegic? No.
No, Jim. It would have like little like wheels, like dogs that like missing the back legs have, like the little 2 wheels.
I think he said quadruped. Yeah,
that's what they called it. But like I want to call it like either the Scout Titan or like the back. I call it like the Pack Mule Titan, but I want to call it
Pack Mule Titan.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
So there's just like 3 different things we have to worry about. So, and the B-side didn't seem to want to like help out Reiner.
No.
So.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Their relationship is really interesting because they also, last time we saw them, they were fighting. They literally fought.
Infighting about like what to do because he wants to get Annie out, and the Beast Titan just wants to do whatever get Eren and do whatever the mission is to find the location or the coordinates. I think it's coordinates, right? He wants to find the coordinates, which is Eren.
Yeah, the coordinate. Yeah, I think they call that power the coordinate, I think.
Yeah, but they always say we need to find the coordinate.
Yeah, so that's all he cares about.
Yes.
Apparently. Doesn't care about Annie.
No.
Sad.
She's like, I care about Annie.
I care about Annie. If I was Beast Titan, I would go and save Annie right now.
I would go to the farthest section of the walls and then grab her out of whatever fucking hole she's being held in.
Whatever dirty, damp hole she's in. And I would save her, and I'd take her to the top of the highest mountain.
And throw her off.
And all of, what do they call it? They don't have a name, they're just the walls.
The walls.
They're their kingdom.
So, anything else? Any other questions you got?
No. I just wanted to extend this episode a little bit, but we're good.
All right.
So yeah, join us next time. We talk about the rest of...
There's still a hole to be plugged, Jim.
Technically, you're right. There is one. So we've plugged one hole, but there is still a hole that needs to be plugged.
Yes, and I will get to that right now.
All right, do it.
Thank you all very much for listening on this Titan Tuesday. Please, you can like this video, comment on it as well, subscribe if you haven't. Like, if you're crazy if you haven't. You can follow the podcast on Twitter and follow me and Jim separately as well. And of course, you can join the Discord to talk about whatever. And I think that's all the plugs, because my healing factor is making me cough up blood.
So, yeah, I had something else I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to say thank you all for your comments. We've been getting a lot of comments recently. Like, when we're recording this, the episodes that are out are like a month old, so.
I'm glad people are checking out or listening to the series.
Me too. We got
It's
some.
nice.
We have a lot of frequent commenters. We got a really funny comment of a guy who was like, "I've never seen the show. I'm not gonna watch it, but I like listening to you guys talk about
We
it."
appreciate it.
It's like, sure.
I've done that.
I don't recommend it.
I've done that
but-
with certain podcasts.
I guess I have too, but I don't recommend it for this. Attack on Titan's so good. I really recommend watching it, but whatever.
It's very good. But I've done that with, like, I think the one podcast they watch Udna, and I just listened to a little bit of it, and I was like, I'm gonna check it out now, and I did. I'm
And you
enjoying it so
fucking
far.
Did. So I have. I mean,
thank you, JoJo's World.
I have definitely done that too, though. But all right, thank you for listening and commenting. Make sure you give us a big update.
Hey,
Big,
I did all that stuff already.
but you got to do it. You have to do it like 10 times a podcast, otherwise I don't do it.
No, I'm gonna cough up more blood.
All right. Have a nice night.
We'll see you next Titan Tuesday.
See you next Titan Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.